test one, day one is done. India did quite well, only losing 6 wickets, but they would have been a little bit disappointed midway through that innings. Pujara and Kohli batted superbly well under a lot of pressure. But they would have just liked to scored a little bit quickly there, because they knew that the Australians with the new ball late out night would have got a little bit of an extra swing and would have troubled the lower order. And yes, they got a couple of breakthroughs. Stark there, brilliant with the new ball. Up front, Prithvi Shaw, yes, in hindsight, they should have gone Gill instead of Shaw. Gill's probably got a little bit better technique. He's tighter with the swinging ball over here in Australia, and they might have gone that way, but you had to give Prithvi Shaw his opportunity, because he was meant to be here last year, but he wasn't for unknown reasons. But he plays too far away from his body. Tomorrow, India have to try and bat as long as they possibly can and get as many runs on the board. But I think if India bowl the same as Australia do, they might be able to get a couple of quick wickets and really put Labuschagne and Smith under pressure. So 2 early wickets, 2 openers, that one's out of form, one that doesn't open in Wade, and you can have a good crack out Labuschagne and Steve Smith. And if you get them early, well, Australia could be on toast and India could fight their way back into this game. Now, I'm taking my wife out for dinner tonight. We're meant to meet up with someone else, so we've rushed out of the dinner party, and I'm here under a tree in the centre of Perth. So, this is the first time on YouTube. I just wanted to make it quick. Thank you very much for everyone joining me, but every night through the test match, I am going to do a little update, and I want you to ask me the questions that you want me to answer throughout this test match. It's going to be disappointing that Virat Kohli's leaving, but what about Virat Kohli today? Amazing that Australia didn't go up for that caught behind down leg side. Matthew Wade told Tim Paine that he thinks he's hit it, but Tim Paine did not trust the close-in fieldsman, and that has cost Australia and let India back into this competition. But guys, all right, always post Australia. No, thanks very much for that. I love the way India are playing. What will be a good score, sir? This is from Vishal Singh. Vishal, thanks very much for joining me. I think if they get up to 260 of what Summit says, just a couple of comments down, will be a reasonable total. But I think if they can scrounge their way to 300, India will move in front of the contest here. At the moment, Australia are just in front of the contest, but India get 300. Australia will be disappointed with that. India have to have their tail wag. Boomerang, if he can just make a little quick fire 30 after his Australia A performance, that will frustrate the Australian bowlers, frustrate the Australian batsmen, because they'll be expecting to get out there and bat in that daytime. If India can get there and get through that first period and start bowling under lights, they'll fight their way back with a few early wickets. Now guys, this is the first time on live on YouTube, so I'm going to be back tomorrow night in the studio, and I want you to get your questions ready, and I'll answer that. Prithvi Shaw, duck, duck, duck. How do you think Prithvi Shaw will go next innings? Not sure about that. Now, just trying to write B-Joy. Sorry guys, B-Joy's put a good comment there. Rahul as opener. I think next test match, if Prithvi Shaw doesn't do well in the second innings, I think they could go with Rahul as the opener and go Gill out number 4. I think Gill will be perfect out number 4 for India. No, I'm not in the Australian Test Stadium. I'm actually here in Perth, and I'm at Friends Restaurant. So any Indians that want to have a nice little dinner over here in Australia, go to Friends Restaurant. Now, my opinion of Pujara, this is Vikas. Vikas, this is the last question I am going to answer tonight. This is a very good question. I love Pujara's patience. I think he is probably the last test player or designated test batsman that we are going to see. He's just got that patience outside off stump. He makes the bowlers bowl to him. He's brilliant. He's one of my favourite players playing in the red ball game, and I think he's the bee's knees, and I expect him to make 300s this particular series. I think he will fight back in the next innings and put a big score on the board. So Pujara, he's had a taste of it. He's the one that's going to win this series for India if they do it. What do I think about Nathan Lyon's bowling? This is Abhishek. This is a good question. This is an Australian question as well. Abhishek, I really like the way that Nathan Lyon bowls. I think the one thing that he's advanced over Ashwin, now Ashwin is probably one of the most dominant off spinners going around in the last 10 years, but Nathan Lyon's just taken over him over the last year or two, just because Nathan Lyon's variety when he goes to the subcontinent has improved. Ashwin hasn't improved on Australian conditions. Now this is going to be a big test for Ashwin. Ashwin's got to get more overspin like Nathan Lyon here in Australia, get the extra bounce, and that will hit the bat higher, and that's where Australia will have a little bit more of a tougher time against Ravi Ashwin. The reason being, if you don't get overspin over here in Australia, you don't get the extra bounce, and it's too easy for the batsman. So tomorrow, Ashwin's got a lift. Umesh Yadav, when he gets that new ball, he's got to get the ball to swing, and when it's not swinging, he's got to bowl with pace. I just think last time he came over here, he just dropped off when the ball wasn't swinging. I love you, Umesh, but if the ball's not swinging, he's got to bend his back, otherwise Australia will get on top. You just can't have Bumrah and Shami doing the bulk of the work. Ashwin and Umesh Yadav have got to step up. Hey guys, it's going to be a great test match. It's a thrilling one. I hope you enjoyed it there in India. If you're watching here in Australia, I hope you enjoyed it. All the Pakistan, Nepal fans, England fans that have been watching it, you're going to be in for a thriller. Test cricket's the winner. Have a good night, guys. See you tomorrow. Cheers, guys.